What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Thursday, December 28th, 2023, and I have some breaking news to share with you guys. We have some major breaking news coming in from the Middle East tonight. So, apparently, the USS Mason shot down another drone and anti ship ballistic missile in the southern Red Sea that were fired by the Houthi rebels from Yemen between 5:45 and 6:10 p.m. local time in Yemen today. Apparently, there was no damage to any of the 18 ships in the area or any reported injuries. And according to U.S. Central Command, this is the 22nd attempt by the Houthis to attack an international shipping lane since October 19th. The 22nd attack, guys. Okay, they're attacking our warships, okay, and they're attacking commercial vessels. And the Biden administration is spending millions of dollars to shoot down these drones that are worth thousands, okay? So we just probably wasted another 5 or 10 million shooting down this drone and anti-ship ballistic missile. So things are continuing to escalate. We also have some very concerning news coming out of Iran. Apparently, Iran is tripling the amount of enriched uranium that they're producing. So the US, the UK, France, and Germany released this joint statement today. And this was released by the US Department of State. And it basically says that Iran has increased their uranium enrichment dramatically, and they're warning Iran to halt uranium enrichment at their Natanz and Fordow facilities. And they say here that Iran is tripling their monthly production of enriched uranium, guys. This is very, very serious. So let me read to you what they say here in this statement. The December 26, 2023 report by the IAEA highlights that Iran has increased its rate of production of uranium enriched up to 60% at Natanz and Fordow to levels observed between January and June 2023. These findings represent a backward step by Iran and will result in Iran tripling its monthly production rate of enriched uranium. We condemn this action, which adds to the unabated escalation of Iran's nuclear program. The production of highly enriched uranium by Iran has no credible civilian justification, and the reported production at the Fordow fuel enrichment plant and the pilot fuel enrichment plant further carries significant proliferation-related risks. We also take note of Iran's decision to revert to the same cascade configuration as the one discovered by the IAEA in Fordow earlier this year. Iran's delay in declaring this change in January 2023 casts serious doubts on Iran's willingness to cooperate with the IAEA in full transparency. These decisions demonstrate Iran's lack of goodwill towards de-escalation and represent reckless behavior in a tense regional context. We urge Iran to immediately reverse these steps and de-escalate its nuclear program. Iran must fully cooperate with the IAEA to enable it to provide assurances that its nuclear program is exclusively peaceful and to redesignate the inspectors suspended in September 2023. We remain committed to a diplomatic solution and reaffirm our determination that Iran must never develop a nuclear weapon. Okay, so things are really heating up, guys, in the Middle East. Okay, Iran is tripling their enriched uranium production. Okay, this is very, very serious, guys. And they say here, we remain committed to a diplomatic solution and reaffirm our determination that Iran must never develop a nuclear weapon. So, guys, I wouldn't be surprised if the U.S. launches a surprise attack on Iran right before the election. That would be a perfect way for Biden to stay in office. Under various types of laws, here in the US, the president can stay as a president and elections can be delayed during a time of war. And Israel launched 2 airstrikes on Damascus. They appeared to be targeting the Iranian militias in Syria. And if you remember from my report this morning, the Iranian militias launched a drone at northern Israel full of explosives. So the Iranian militias are now helping Hezbollah to attack northern Israel. And Hezbollah launched dozens of rockets at northern Israel yesterday in the largest rocket attack on Israel since the start of the war by Hezbollah. So it's really escalating, guys. And reports are coming in saying that the Damascus airport was hit in the Israeli airstrikes and that the first of the 2 strikes destroyed some radar arrays in Tel Tachan in the Al Sawida district of southern Syria. This attack appeared to have disabled the systems and cleared the way for the second airstrike. Okay, so the Bible says that Damascus would become a ruinous heap in the end times, guys. So we have a lot of Bible prophecy unfolding right in front of our eyes. And the second American hostage during the conflict between Israel and Hamas has died. Her community announced today she was one of 8 Americans being held captive by Hamas. Okay, what's the Biden administration doing about this? Nothing at all. Absolutely zero. And U.S. intelligence officials have determined that the Chinese spy balloon that flew across the U.S. earlier this year used an American internet service provider to communicate, according to 2 current and 1 former U.S. official familiar with the assessment. The balloon connected to a U.S.-based company, according to the assessment, to send and receive communications from China, primarily related to its navigation. Officials familiar with the assessment said it found that the connection allowed the balloon to send burst transmissions or high bandwidth collections of data over short periods of time. So this is crazy, guys. Okay, China has basically infiltrated our internet. Uh, just 3 weeks ago, the director of national intelligence said that China has installed backdoors in all of our critical infrastructure. And during a World War III scenario, or if there was a war over Taiwan, they could basically go into all of our critical infrastructure and overload circuits and blow things up and cause all kinds of chaos in this country. And now they're actually using our internet to navigate their spy balloons over our airspace. Okay. And I reported 2 weeks ago that a super secretive Chinese space plane deployed 9 objects into orbit that have been orbiting over North America. And apparently, they're also using some kind of ground control station located in the western U.S. to communicate. So, this is crazy, guys. And Venezuela has deployed soldiers on its eastern Caribbean coast as neighbor Guyana received a warship from the UK amid a dispute over the Essequibo territory. President Nicolas Maduro said on Venezuelan state TV that Venezuela has the right to defend itself, to tranquility, to peace, while accusing Guyana of violating an agreement to continue talks without use of arms. We do not accept provocations, threats from anything or anyone, Nicolas Maduro, the president of Venezuela, warned Britain. Don't mess with his country, as he deployed thousands of troops in response to a Royal Navy ship sent to the region. Mr. Maduro called Britain a decadent, rotten ex-empire as he ordered troops into defensive maneuvers ahead of the HMS Trent arriving to support neighboring Guyana in a territorial row. Britain said on Sunday that it would divert the patrol vessel to the former British colony amid the South American country's simmering dispute over the oil-rich Essequibo region. Mr. Maduro said he was launching a joint action of a defensive nature in response to the provocation and threat of the UK against peace and the sovereignty of our country. The television broadcast accompanying Mr. Maduro's announcement showed fighter jets taking part in the Venezuelan exercise, as well as ships and ocean patrol vessels. The Venezuelan government earlier asked Guyana in a statement to take immediate action for the withdrawal of the HMS Trent and to refrain from involving military powers in the territorial controversy. We believe in diplomacy, in dialogue, in peace, Mr. Maduro said, but no one should threaten Venezuela. No one should mess with Venezuela. We are men of peace. We are a people of peace, but we are warriors, and this threat is unacceptable for any sovereign country, he said. The threat of the decadent, rotten ex-empire of the United Kingdom is unacceptable. A UK government spokesman condemned Venezuela's actions. Venezuela's actions against Guyana are unjustified and should cease. The border between both countries was settled in 1899 through international arbitration, and we continue to support the territorial integrity of Guyana, an important regional ally and Commonwealth partner. HMS Trent is currently deployed in the Caribbean and will visit Guyana starting tomorrow, December 29th, as part of a series of routine engagements in the region. We are working with partners in the region to prevent escalation and continue to monitor the situation closely. All right, so Venezuela deploying thousands of troops to their eastern coastline along the Caribbean before this British warship arrives near Guyana, and apparently they're also flying their fighter jets and mobilizing their patrol vessels. Now, the president of Venezuela, Maduro, met with the president of Guyana like 2 weeks ago, and they had some kind of an agreement, and Maduro basically backed down, and he was threatening to basically take back the western part of Guyana, but he backed down and it never happened. But now things are escalating. And this update was sponsored by My Patriot Supply. Guys, My Patriot Supply is doing a 60% off sale for the end of 2023. And they're also doing a 25% sale on their 4-week emergency food supply. To get these deals, you have to go to preparewithnyprepper.com. The link is in the description below this video. And their 4-week emergency food supply is contained within 2 rugged, watertight buckets. Free shipping is included. So you have a month's worth of food packed into just 2 buckets. If you have to bug out, you can easily take those buckets with you. If you live in a small apartment, you can easily find a space to store 2 buckets, and you're going to be set for at least a month. And this food is freeze-dried, so it has a 25-year shelf life. It includes breakfasts, lunches, dinners, drinks, and snacks. Free shipping is included. And My Patriot Supply is also running a 60% off end-of-the-year sale. And to take advantage of that, you have to click on the My Patriot Supply logo when you get to preparewithnyprepper.com. It's at the top of the page. You click on that, and it'll take you to their general store. And you'll see here all kinds of prepping and survival products. They have MREs. They have 2,400 calorie emergency ration bars. They have canned heat and cooking fuel. They have potassium iodide, survival seeds, solar generators, solar panels, anything you can imagine. It's all in here. So use the link preparewithnyprepper.com to get 25% off of their 1-month emergency food supply, and to also take advantage of their 60% off sale across their entire store. And I'll leave a link in the description below this video. And a U.S. Republican official has demanded a massive attack on Iran, urging the Biden administration to blow the country off the map. Amid rising tensions in the Middle East, Senator Lindsey Graham told Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin not to show weakness after Iran-backed militias attacked U.S. troops in the region. Speaking on Fox News on Wednesday, the South Carolina Republican said he has been asking to blitz Iran and its proxies, especially the Houthis, for months. to send a clear message to Iran's supreme leader. He said the Houthis are completely backed by Iran. Without Iran, there are no Houthis. I have been saying for 6 months now, hit Iran. They have oil fields out in the open. They have the Revolutionary Guard headquarters you can see from space. Blow it off the map. Wow, guys. Strong words there from Lindsey Graham. And here we have some footage coming in from this evening near the World Trade Center. This is a Palestinian protest. They're protesting the war in Gaza. And we've seen a lot of these protests popping up in the last few days and the last few weeks. Most notably, 2 days ago, they tried to shut down traffic to JFK and LAX airports. We also had a Palestinian protester climb to the top of a tree, a Christmas tree in San Francisco. So things are really getting out of hand with these protesters, okay, protesters / rioters, okay. A lot of them are becoming violent. There were some scuffles with police over Christmas in some of the recent protests. So I expect that we're going to see massive protests on New Year's Eve, guys, during the ball drop. I will try to go live on New Year's Eve. I'll see if I can do that or not. I'm not 100% sure yet. But New York City is preparing for a worst case scenario with all these protesters showing up and disrupting the ball drop event. And President Yoon Suk Yeol of South Korea said on Thursday that he ordered the military to immediately retaliate first and report it later in case of enemy attacks, as he paid a year-end visit to a frontline army unit. In case of provocations, I ask you to immediately retaliate in response and report it later, Yoon said during the visit to the 5th Army Infantry Division in the border county of Yeoncheon, 60 kilometers north of Seoul. We should smash the enemy's desire for provocations immediately on the ground, he said. Yoon said North Korea is the only country in the world that explicitly specifies invasion and preemptive nuclear use in its constitution, adding that the North can undertake provocations at any time depending on their political objectives. And last week, Kim Jong-un tested a solid-fueled long-range ballistic missile. It had a range of 9,000 miles, and it was solid-fueled, guys. That is a huge step up in missile technology for North Korea, because now they can launch these missiles immediately. They don't have to fuel them up first, which greatly increases the effectiveness of a first strike. If they wanted to launch a first strike against the U.S. or one of our allies, it would be very difficult, if not impossible, for us to detect that first strike before it happens, okay? With the liquid-fueled missiles, we could use satellites to see activity of these missiles being fueled up, and we would get some advance notice. But with solid-fueled missiles, that's the same technology we have, guys, okay? It's very, very concerning. And Maine is following Colorado's example and removing Trump's name as a presidential candidate for the 2024 election. So, guys, things are really getting crazy all over the world and here at home. 2024 is going to be absolutely insane. And tomorrow I'm going to be releasing my 2024 SHTF predictions. Okay, so stay tuned for that. And make sure you're subscribed. Hit the bell icon below so you get notified when I post these updates. And I am debating on doing a New Year's Eve live stream. I'm not sure yet. I might have to spend time with family. So if that's the case, I won't be able to stream with you guys. But I might do a live stream tomorrow night. And I will be announcing the winners of the 100,000 subscriber giveaway next week. I was going to announce them this week, but I was so busy enjoying the holidays with family that I just haven't had a chance to do it yet. So next week, I will announce the winners of the 100,000 subscriber giveaway. If you haven't entered into the giveaway, you can still do so. You have to go to my community page on my YouTube channel, my main YouTube channel, which is this channel that you're watching the video on. Go to the community page and scroll down a little bit, and you'll see a post where I wrote 100,000 subscriber giveaway. There's a question there. Answer the question and put the state that you reside in where you get your mail. And that's pretty much it for this one, guys. I'll keep you updated. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you have notifications set up. And if you're not getting notified, manually search my channel and make sure that you catch up on my latest updates, because sometimes YouTube doesn't send out notifications. And I'll be doing more updates tomorrow. I'll probably have another update in the morning and then subsequent updates throughout the day. So take care. God bless. And don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere.